All right, so then we get straight into our first match of the night, which was Dom Dom versus Gunther, and boy, oh boy, was it a chop fest. I feel like I can't rant. I've already ranted a lot, but this was a great match. I think you don't expect anything less when you're talking about Gunther, so it's like I don't even have to touch on that. Okay, I think that
Well, this
people
was
severely underrate Dom Dom though. I think that this was like uh an example match for everybody who doesn't exactly understand how far Dom has come in the
oh
ring,
yeah.
especially. Um, so this was a great showing for him, and I mean, you thought that maybe he was going to be involved in the match, the eventual match that we'll talk about for the IC title, but someone else is instead. I guess this was his shot, but I don't recall it being a title match. They never said it was a title match. Um,
Did they
but
make it a title match?
not that I know of. So that's
I
why I'm
think
kind
it
of
was.
they didn't say that he retained. They didn't say and still, like they didn't say that. Not that I
Yeah, all
remember.
right. Now, because when I first watched, I'm like, oh, it's a qualifier match, and
Yeah,
then
I
like
don't.
for some reason the way it was presented, you know what it was that confused me? They came back from commercial break with Sam introducing Dom, and the lights were down in that championship,
Yeah, yeah.
presentation.
Hmm.
So because of that, your mind just thinks
You know what?
championship.
I would kind of almost say that it was like um it was like him trying to prove that he could be in the number one contender match. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like what it was. It was like Dom is going to be in this match to prove that he deserves to be in the match to become the number one contender. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's almost
exactly.
like that was it. I don't know. But yeah, it was a
Yeah,
great match.
qualifier match.
It's Gunther, guys. I mean, it is what it is. Um,
It's
uh,
the poor lad.
I know.
Jesus Christ. He
I
was getting his shit chopped.
Yeah, everybody in the chat is like, Dom got worked. Yeah.
I mean,
But this is the thing. Then you have to look at it's something that I don't like, but that's because I mean, I guess I'm a Dominik fan too, because I do give him praise. I love Judgment Day, but um I'm a bigger Gunther fan, and my biggest issue was how much offense he was getting in on Gunther. I didn't particularly love that. I kind it's one of those things where it's like there's a fine line between a squash match and what we saw, you know what I mean? And I feel like
mhm.
I didn't want to see a Gunther squash match because Dominik is far above being
Yeah.
on the receiving end of that, but I also don't want to see Gunther taking a 619. So,
Yeah, I agree. Once I saw that it wasn't just the 619 and he got the pin and, false count, and it was like 619 rolls out of the frog splash, whatever. Yeah, frog splash he's going to do.
mhm. Mhm.
Like that's fine. Okay. Like I get it. And you do need Dom to show a little bit like that he can knock Gunther off his feet. Not necessarily knock him down, because I think knock him off his feet and knock him down are two completely different things.
Mhm.
So, and the way that Dom has been viewed and, treated by the crowd, it could be at that point
Mhm.
where he would be getting stale and just getting booed to get booed, and people forget, like, when he's in the ring that he can work, he can do a job, and he's got a incredible future in front of him. And
Mhm.
it was this type of match that showed that, like, yeah, he got in some offense and did his moves, but he was just an absolute rag doll
Yeah.
for 90% of that match. And Gunther comes out like, all right, these 6, 8, 10 dudes all want to fight Gunther. Did you not see what this man had it just did to Dom Dom?
Yeah.
Get this
Well,
kid some chicken tendies.
yeah, because basically the only one that we'll talk about in the match that's like big is Bronson. So it's like all of them were just looking at Dom like that'll be me.
Dom does not get the credit he deserves,
He
dude.
doesn't.
I
That's why
cannot
I'm saying.
agree.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Cannot.
part of it is this is the issue that we run into a lot, and I talk about it is that people can't put aside their biases towards wrestlers that they don't like or don't necessarily care for because they can't credit them for actually like how good they are. And that is something that I've had to, since being a wrestling fan for as long as I have, you kind of have to change your mindset a bit, but I feel like that comes
Mhm.
with age. Like, yeah, when you're like 9 years old and you're watching wrestling, you hate Gunther because he's the bad guy. So you say he sucks. But like at the end of the day, no, he doesn't. And the same thing can be said for Dominik. People just hate him. They love to boo him and they can't look past that. So they just say he sucks. But he actually has come so far. Like, I dare you to watch some of his stuff before he joined Judgment Day. And look at where he is now. Like, come on now.
Yeah. It was getting pretty low,
Or
just
even
hanging with his dad. He'd be in the LWO right now, like, think about that.
some of the stuff from when he first joined Judgment Day. It's like night and day. And I think that, yeah, he deserves more credit for that because, he's playing the role perfectly, but he's come a long way.